The UIM Formula One World Championship for powerboating, after stops in Portugal and Italy and Southern Europe, moves today 60 degrees north to the capital city of Finland. It's Helsinki and the Grand Prix of Finland. Hi everybody, I'm Steve Michael and welcome to the land of the midnight sun as we get set for the race. Let's stop and pause and take a look at the sights and sounds as the drivers and crews prepare for the mission at hand here at the Grand Prix of Finland. Now that you've gotten a feel for life here in the paddock, let's take a postcard view of this fascinating and charming city of the north, Helsinki, Finland. Leppälä is a new breed of driver who places his work as a professional Formula One pilot and hotel developer as his joint #1 priority. We sat down and talked to him about his dual lifestyles.
It's all about a matter of, managing your time. If you can do that and, just every once in a while be able to get away from things, that's the most important thing is, when I'm here at the races, I try to think of just that, just the races, and try to have fun at that and not try to think of, what do I got to do Monday, or, I forgot to do this and that. So, it's the first important, I would say the most important thing is just trying to disconnect one from the other. And if you can do that, then, the rest is just a matter of managing your time. This year, definitely, we made a lot of progress in the winter season. We did a lot of winter testing. And it's just, it's been a real learning curve for me. And one thing I have learned is the more time I spend in the boat, the better I feel and the more comfortable I feel in it.
Scott Gilman, by the way, had a real introduction to Formula One. He blew the boat over, not even getting to the first turn of his first race. You had a very interesting introduction to offshore racing down in Key West with zero defect.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't blow the boat over. I went over another boat. So yeah, that was pretty scary. But it taught me that you had to stick with it. And if you were dedicated to the program and really believed in it, that you could go pretty far with it.
Malaysia 2001, first victory for you. Didn't take long, 7 races into your career. Maybe you're thinking a little bit, no, this isn't too bad. I can live with this. Ready for your second win? When can we expect that second win?
Well, hey, I thought it was easy after Malaysia 2001. I realized, I had a long ladder to climb. But let's just say that, we're heading in the right direction, and I'm hopefully, or let's say I've set a goal to achieve, a win this season. When it's going to come, I don't know. When with a bit of luck, with a bit of driving, good driving, and if we can get a break, I think I'll get there.
Wish you all the best of luck. Let's see if you can get number 2 this weekend here in Helsinki.
That's the name of the game.
Stay warm.
Will do.
Finland, a population of just 5 million, shares a recent history of Formula One drivers. Here's one, Patu Leppälä.
I would say that many people didn't understand at the beginning there, so it took me about 5 months to explain to everybody on all these departments what is racing about, and because many people were afraid about the noise and dangerous things, so it took a long time, but I think now it's worth it. I think Sami he has done fantastic work, especially this year. They have now took the new boat, and they have made some changes for the engines, and especially I hope he will win this race.
You finished a couple of times up there in the battle for the World Championship. You finished twice, 2 years in a row. You've won a couple of races. You won the last time out in Vienna in 2000. Can you win this race here in your hometown, even though you haven't raced for over a year?
I would say that I never even thought about these questions. That I was thinking that, okay, I go there because maybe the spectators wants to have more Finnish drivers, and myself I go because of the fun.
Leppälä's ex-teammate, youngster Sami Seljo, was Rookie of the Year and is currently 4th in the World Championship.
I don't know, but I think it's one reason is that we are quite good in the motorsport anyway. We have really good Formula 1 car drivers and really good rally drivers and enduro and whatever. We are quite on the top every motorsport what we do, and that makes all the people being really interesting for all the kind of the motorsport.
Your ex-teammate Patu Leppälä, now the promoter of this event here in Helsinki, Finland. He kind of really got everybody interested in keeping an eye on Finnish drivers. He kind of led the way, but you've kind of taken over from there.
Yeah, that's true. Pertti makes a really good job for driving the boat, and now he makes a really good job for being promoter for this race. And we'll see. He will race himself, and it's nice to see how he's doing after being out for this racing for 2 years, almost 2 years. So we'll see in the race.
Can Sami Seljo win his home Grand Prix?
Yeah, that would be perfect day for my life.
On Saturday afternoon, it was one practice session, then 2 qualifying sessions. The top 6 heading for the shootout. And coming out in the 6th spot, Scott Gilman. He found himself 2nd fastest coming in to the shootout, but he could not get the engine started. And for the 2-time world champion, disappointing, he'll start in that 6th position. Starting 5th off the dock will be the Frenchman Philippe Desertin with his best qualifying effort of the season. Ran a 39.76, 166.59 kilometers per hour.
It's fantastic because we worked so hard with the team, and I was disappointed to the last race, but now I come back, and I think it's a good feeling for the race.
Starting in the 4th position will be Philippe Desertin's teammate Andy Elliott out of England. He did a 39.76, an identical 166.59 kilometers per hour.
I was really pleased. I'm really pleased with the lads. We've got a brand new boat and it's beginning to work really well. We bought some new propellers and the whole combination's come together really good. I'm really happy.
Starting in the 3rd spot will be Francesco Cantando out of Milan. He ran a 39-second flat time with a speed of 169.84 kilometers per hour. He's in the top 3.
Yeah, it's okay, but not the best. I run on the other side, but as you know, my feeling with the qualification is not so good with the race. So anyway, I'm okay.
Rino Cappellini's won 2 races in a row. He did a 38.22. It wasn't quick enough. He'll start 2nd.
I have started in the 2nd lap best, then 1st lap. 1st lap the boat has not come down in the corner. And unfortunately not have the pole, but tomorrow is another day.
The fastest man around is Fabio Camperado, 174.40 kilometers per hour. He'll start number 1.
Ho fatto un buon giro, pulito,
I had a great lap,
adesso
and I have to
comunque
wait
ancora da
now for the
finire
top
il
6 to
top
finish. I got
6
my
e quindi
fingers
vediamo,
crossed. I really feel though
teniamo le dita
that
incrociate
maybe we
fino
do
alla
have the
fine.
pole. Let's take a look at the rest of the order. Starting 21st, Michael Wextra. In the 20th spot will be Franco Ledi out of Italy. 19th position will be Stanislav Kortskanowski out of Russia. Vincenzo Poli out of Italy will start in the 18th position. In the 17th spot will be Tonio Quimsi out of the Emirates. In the 16th spot will be Cipriano Lambri of Italy. In the 15th position, Ivan Torta of Italy. In the 14th spot will be Duarte Benavente out of Portugal. Leith Barrett out of Saudi Arabia will start 12th. In the 11th spot will be Sami Seljo, local driver from Finland. And his ex-teammate Patu Leppälä in the 10th spot. In the 9th position, Juano Kvaisi out of the Emirates. And Italy's Massimo Ruggiero will start in the 7th position. Here are your top 6. Fabio Camperado, his first pole position since Hungary of 1999 with a sparkling time of 174.40 kilometers per hour. Here at the third round of the UIM Formula One World Championship for power boating from Helsinki, Finland. Tens of thousands of fans have come to line the dock. We're set for the parade lap just moments away from the start. And here's the course, a real bull ring. This is the shortest course of the season so far. It's 6 pins around. The length is 1.8 kilometers. We've got 5 left turns, and we've thrown in a right-hander just before the start-finish line. Expects to see the speeds close to 225 kilometers per hour, and the maximum G-forces, that'll be down into turn number 1. So the weather has changed drastically here in the last hour. Temperature going down. Wind was kicking up quite a bit as we look at the keys of the race. Comparado, can he win for his first time from the pole? This is a new circuit, and yes, Gilman's determination. He is ready to charge to the front. He's ready to start from the 6th spot as we take a look at the starting grid. Fabio Comparado, the quickest driver around here yesterday at 174.40 kilometers per hour. But interestingly enough, in the mid-pack, 2 drivers from Finland, ex-teammates, Patu Leppälä and Sami Selio, and they should give a great run in front of this hometown crowd. And Stanislav Korsanovsky, good to have him back just seconds before the start. Fans now waiting for the red lights to go off. The red lights are on, just seconds to go, and we're underway. And as the field explodes away from the dock, Fabio Comparado from the pole with a good run, Capellini alongside, but look at Philippe Desertan, that white boat from the 5th position, have a great run as they head side by side with Catando back in that yellow boat as they battle for 3rd. Now as they work their way through, Catando's slowing up, looks like he's got a bit of a problem. Capellini taking advantage and stretches out a quick 5-boat lead on the rest of the field. So Capellini storms to the front as he moves ahead of Comparado. Back in 3rd is Philippe Desertan. There you can see the problem with Francesco Catando, the young Italian out of Milan who finished 2nd in the World Championship a year ago. But so far this year, he really has struggled, and he's trying to get his rhythm back. And he started from the 3rd spot. Here's your leader, Guido Capellini. He's won 2 in a row so far this season. There's his teammate, Massimo Ruggiero, in the 12th spot in the World Championship, but he's struggling here early on. He's trying to hold off Duarte Benavente of Portugal, and they are both trying to stay up in the top 10 as they work their way down to the south side of the course. With Capellini out into the early lead. Oh no, we've lost our pole sitter, Fabio Comparado, on lap number 2. As this boat is sitting idle, he's got an engine problem. The boat came to a complete halt. So Comparado's bad luck continues when he starts from the pole looking for his first ever win. It is not going to happen today. And this man now has got a better chance to try to make it 3 in a row. There is a driver who has come back for the first time in 2 years as he fights his way toward the top 10. And that, of course, Cipriano Lambri. There's Duarte Benavente, moving now up into the 9th position. And a rookie here, Vincenzo Poli out of Italy. He's also trying to crack the top 10. As the traffic works around to the backside of the course, there's a problem on the race course. Oh my, 2 boats. Scott Gilman, and he got tagged by Patu Leppälä. The 2 got together, and you can see Jari Hankala almost ran over Gilman. That was a scary sight as he headed right for him, and then last second he turned away as Gilman was exposed as he was trying to step out of the cockpit. We almost lost the 2-time world champion, but quick driving by Jari Hankala, and all 3 drivers are A-OK. Great news there. Gilman has dropped out. He really wanted to win today for the 2nd time in 3 races this year. The American 2-time world champion is gone from this race, as is the promoter, Patu Leppälä. They were battling for 4th position when they got together. So on the restart, a problem here on the race course. Another driver has gone and parked his boat off onto the side. Looks like it's Jari Hankala. After he had ran into Gilman, he tried to keep going on the restart. It didn't happen. But as we continue this race, you can see the leader, Guido Capellini. You can see how rough the race course is right now. Drivers tiptoeing their way through, teetering on the edge of disaster to keep that boat flying as they head down the longest straightaway, 525 meters. Right here is where you're seeing the fastest speeds at 225 kilometers per hour as Francesco Catando starts to move himself back forward. Here's Awad Al-Khabazi, the 2nd driver in the Emirates team, having a great run. He has moved up into 4th position and challenging for 3rd. Here's Korsanovsky, the Russian driver, on the right. And there's Franco Lady, who started way in the back, and he's starting to run a little bit stronger. The Italian, 52-year-old, 5-time speed record holder. Here's Massimo Ruggiero on the Zepter team, moving up into the top 5. He's having a steady run as he works his way through the mid portion of this race. And here on the front straightaway, over 400 meters, some great speeds we're seeing as they come into the inner harbor. Oh no, we've lost our leader, Guido Cappellini. And Cappellini was leading in the race, and all of a sudden he got behind Vincenzo Poli, lost sight of where he was, turned right and ran into Stanislav Korsanovsky, the Russian, and they both barrel rolled and they spun out of control. Here's Cappellini.
The problem is the slow driver. And the problem is not see the mirror. This is the big problem every race. But okay, this race is not a good race for me.
Obviously you're okay, no problems. Can you remember what happened during that accident?
Absolutely, I remember. Today is a very roughly weather, and something happened with I think gear case probably. And first of all it was some noise, and then I lost control of the boat.
5 different race boats so far today have gone out because of crashes, and your leader in the World Championship, Guido Cappellini, is gone. And on the restart, Philippe Desertin of France has moved to the front and now leads this field with Leith Ferrin right behind him, and Ferrin is trying to stay up with him as Desertin got a great start. And for Ferrin, who picked up a 5th position the last time out at Campione, he would just love to come up with his 2nd career victory. But for Desertin, he'd like to pick up his 1st run. Here's Ivan Torta, the young Italian who's been up as high as 4th in the race. He's dropped back just a bit. Vincenzo Poli continues to be on a learning curve as this new rookie driver from offshore is starting to feel his way toward the front. Here's Leith Ferrin. You can see how rough and choppy it is down into turn number 1 as the water is washing off both walls and really creating havoc for the drivers. Ivan Torta staying up. He's actually up into 3rd position now, having a good run for himself as the leader. Philippe Desertin works his way around Franco Lady, accelerates down into the south side of the course. And as Massimo Ruggiero comes through in 3rd, right behind him is Cipriano Lambri. Lambri having a whale of a day, now up to 4th, and behind him is the 1992 world champion Fabrizio Bocca. So 3 Italian drivers battling for those 3 positions. Very tight here on the race course as Portugal's Duarte Benavente goes through. Here's your leader, Philippe Desertin. He's been racing for 8 seasons, and he's now looking for his 1st victory. Now working his way around some back markers as he goes down into turn number 1. Desertin can feel it now. He knows that he can pick up the win, as it looks like Ivan Torta is having a bit of a problem with his pickup on the engine. He starts to slow up on the back straightaway, now accelerates strongly through. And his teammate, Francesco Gattando, mired back in 9th position. You can see the boat almost stalled and refired up, so he is having a very difficult day keeping that boat running. It's actually stopped a couple of times, and he's got it going again. Fabrizio Bocca with that beautiful new Corona sponsorship running well today. Started back in 12th, he's up to 5th. Massimo Ruggiero, of course, Guido Cappellini's teammate, 12th in the World Championship. Would love to come back to the podium. It wasn't until 2001, about mid-season, when he was last up into the top 3. As Massimo Ruggiero continues to push forward, working his way around Ivan Torta. But there's your leader, France's Philippe Desertin, on the backside of the race course. Here's a great aerial view. You get a chance to see this course down to the south end. It's more exposed here through turn number 2 into turn number 3. Now going down to a short chute. It's only about 200 meters into turn number 4, and then even shorter as they get up to 130 meters in turn number 5. Now they come up on the final and only right-hander on this course. As you can see our leader sneaking through, Philippe Desertin getting around Duarte Benavente. So that's pretty much the course here, the tightest course of the season, 1.8 kilometers around, and it's very rough in this section. The drivers have to tiptoe their way through and use the trim as judiciously as possible. Leith Ferrin now trying to close up on the leader. He's less than 4 seconds behind. Can Ferrin pick up win number 2? He's starting to run out of time. Desertin can smell victory. He knows it's in his grasp. He's tried so many times before. Twice before he's finished in 2nd. He has never, ever won a race here on the Tour. Desertin now focused in on the job at hand. He's got a new sponsorship. Ligier has jumped on board. He's excited as he knows this could be the first time ever he picks up victory. Farron sitting back, trying to close up a little bit more. Farron's trying to do everything he can to find clear water. It's important for a driver to find that clean water and then make your run at the leader. Duarte Benavente out of Portugal, the driver who's 9th in the World Championship, finished 6th after starting 8th in Portugal. Massimo Ruggiero continues to push hard. Started off a little weak in this race, started back in the 7th position, didn't quite reach the top 6, but now has charged himself up into the 3rd position. Leith Farron right in front of Ruggiero. The battle really right now on the race course as we watch the field sneak through is this man, Philippe Desertin, about ready to lap Cipriano Lambri, who's in 4th place. You can see the speed of the first 2 boats as your leader is about ready to lap a driver who's up in the top 5. Desertin, who got his first podium in St. Petersburg back in 1998 when he got a 3rd after Scott Gilman came away with a victory. He's had only 5 podiums in his career. There's Fabrizio Bocca. Continues to sit in 5th. He's trying to close up on Cipriano Lambri, but he's got a bit of a problem. But here's a driver who's got no problem at all as Francis Philippe Desertin comes across to take his first ever UIM Formula One World Championship victory. Look at the enthusiasm. As we see the top 6, let's hear from the top 3. Massimo Ruggiero, Leith Farron, and Philippe Desertin.
Immediately after the jump on the green light, we leave the engine too high, and really I was fixed on the pontoon, and I turned for the last 2 or 3 positions. It was really bad.
That's right. I mean, we had just a bad day at the office yesterday. We just couldn't get a good run. We figured out what it was. This morning we came out. We set up the boat right in the warm-up, 2nd, and then just had a great start and just took it from there.
We worked so hard since so many years, and now it's a good compensation. So this morning, yesterday, the feeling of the boat was perfect. I received just new props. The setting of the boat, beautiful. So I just have to practice my start, and I know I'm learning since many years to come back.
New faces on the podium. Guido Capellini continues to lead the championship with 40 points. We're heading off to Budapest, Hungary. It's been a great day from Helsinki. I'm Steve Michael saying so long, everybody.